She's turned the reins against us. She's turned the reins against us.
Hello and welcome to this Monday's edition of Movie News here at MB. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us here on our YouTube channel and of course our Twitch stream.
We nearly weren't, Stephen.
We'll talk about that in a minute. I'm Stephen John McLaughlin, one of your co-hosts, and as you can hear, the man that's here all the time, John C. Walsh. How you doing, John? You were having a bit of a...
nearly ready for killing a dog here, Stephen.
I was going to say a meltdown, but it was a justified meltdown.
Yeah, thousands of pounds worth of equipment sent flying.
Yeah.
Cameras, mics, headphones.
Yeah, we were looking at 10 o'clock tonight to be on, but that didn't go according to plan.
Had to reconstruct the boom arm.
They always say, John, never work with children or pets.
Yeah.
There's a truth in that.
Well, we won't be working with pets again, that's for sure. He's fucking banished.
Or octopuses, because that's what we're talking about now, John. It's Doc Ock, and it's Spider-Man 3 will digitally de-age...
That's Mads Mikkelsen. What's going on here then?
Molina.
I've not changed the topics. Oh,
Molina's Doc Ock.
Let's do that just now.
This is coming in from Screen Rant, John. Alfred Molina confirms that digital de-aging will be used so he can play the villainous Doc Ock again in Spider-Man No Way Home. Quite naturally, it's been 20 years since he was on... Well, near enough 20 years since we last saw him play the character, John.
Yep.
But this is, as I said, coming from Screen Rant. I'm just going to read a little bit about this, and making a multiverse movie that includes various different iterations of characters. It's simple enough to pull off in an animated film, but things of course become difficult in live action, especially if older actors are being called upon to play younger versions of themselves. That's where digital de-aging technology comes in. Speaking recently to Variety, Molina confirms that the de-aging is indeed being used to play he can play Doc Ock as he would have looked immediately after the events of Spider-Man 2. Molina admits he did express concerns about his age to director John Watts, but was quickly reassured. He just looked at me and said, "Did you see what we did to Bob Downey Jr.?" That's a strange way of saying it. And Sam Jackson. Molina recalled, but de-aging has its limits too, as Molina discussed, citing Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. He said, "They made Robert De Niro's face younger, but when he was fighting, he looked like an older guy. He looked like an old guy. That's what worried me about doing it again. I don't have the same physicality that I had 17 years ago. That's just a fact, John."
And Al Pacino looked like an old guy getting out of the couch. He looked like a 90-year-old.
He was in his 40s. John, we talked about this. We talked about The Irishman. What an amazing film it is. You know, we gave it rave reviews when we did cover it, but there was little snags in there. The bit of Robert De Niro's character's kicking that guy in the curb. It's like old Biff.
Yes, it was old Biff.
Tom Wilson actually did it the reverse way. He actually was able to.
He was young and played an old guy, and it was an old guy who looked like a.
He did
Steve,
the
that's what she's
physicalities
speaking about.
around
Biff today. I was speaking about Thomas F. Wilson, is it?
Yeah.
Today he was only 26 or something when that first movie came out.
Yeah.
And by the very end, I think he was my age. And now I look at him and he's 62, and it fucking terrifies me no end that he's aged that much, and that's what's in store for me. But worse,
he looks like Donald Trump though.
But worse, because he's got a full head of hair and it's white. I look like this. I'm going to look like Donald Pleasance when I'm older. That's not good. Steve, I got a comment here briefly before I share my thoughts. It's from Ghost. I can't read that. Maybe you can read that name, Steve.
Ghost Hand 246.
I am blind as a bat.
I'll read it as well, John.
Yes,
I would take Molina with a grain of salt. All these talk about multiverse sounds very outside of Marvel's overall safe approach to movies. I agree.
Yeah.
It is, but
I think
they're trying to up the ante. That's the thing.
Is he speaking, Stephen, in the actual quote, has he at any point said that he is in Spider-Man? And is he speaking that as though he's in it?
He did talk to
because I don't know if he's confirmed.
Talked to director John Watts.
So he perhaps he has confirmed then, because there's that many rumours going on with this movie, potential people starring in it. We've had talk of William Dafoe, and look, Stephen, you know I went down a rabbit hole with WandaVision in terms of casting supposedly being confirmed. I thought Dr. Stephen Strange was appearing. I thought it was confirmed. Didn't appear. So you're right, Ghost, in that you do not take anything for granted until it's 100% confirmed. You're sitting in the theatre, hopefully, watching it, and they're on the screen in the movie. But I think he's speaking like he's actually in the movie, Stephen. In terms of my thoughts on it, I don't know why they have to make him the same age he was after Spider-Man 2. I don't quite understand why that has to be the case. He is playing an alternate version of himself from another universe. If he's in this movie, so he could be any age. He could be any age whatsoever. It could be a different version of Doc Ock. It could be him playing the same character, but a different version from a slightly different universe. He maybe lived older and he is an old man. I don't understand why they're spending millions upon millions of dollars on de-aging. Well, Stephen, they've got it nailed. I've kind of asked them my own question. They have done multiple de-aging in multiple movies. There was no need to de-age Kurt Russell in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Volume 2. It's been a long night. A long night. So, and they done it. So, and there was no need to de-age Robert Downey Jr. or Michael Douglas. There's no need to do these things, but they have it in their lexicon of technical abilities, mastery, to do this de-aging. Of course, they have ILM now under the sort of one. Well, I don't know if ILM was always under the Disney umbrella, but it was certainly George Lucas's.
They are the go-to, aren't they?
They have it in the locker. That's what I'm saying, to de-age. I don't quite get why they would do it in terms of story, though. It makes no sense. As Alfred says himself, it's always difficult to capture the youthful energy of a person in that age range. It's easy to de-age him in the face, but he's still got 60 odds, and he's still going to look like a 60-year-old guy when it comes to acting on the screen.
Ghosthand246 says, don't get me wrong, having both Tobey and Garfield along with Holland would be awesome, especially now since Raimi is involved with the MCU. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see them overuse this, so I think this has got a one and done event. It's an event film to me, very much like Endgame. I don't want to see all those characters all combining once more. It takes something away, but do it this time. Do it for Spider-Man 3. Bring Tobey back, bring Andrew Garfield back, and this is going to be as epic as Endgame in my book.
Stephen, I've maintained from the get-go, when there was rumours of Electro coming back, Doc Ock, rumours of 2 other Spider-Man characters joining Tom Holland's Spider-Man, that this was going to be like a civil war of the Spider-Man verse within this MCU, because we've got your little single stories within the greater MCU, but the trilogy of Captain America movies. This is almost like the civil war for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and the best way to do that would be to have the Sinister Six. You can't have him facing up against another Avenger, because that doesn't work. Sinister Six, multiple Spider-Man characters, like the Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse meets live action. That would be epic as hell, man. If they can nail it, it'd be one for the ages in terms of just raw superhero movies. In terms of Marvel movies, it'd be absolute dynamite to watch these 3 guys on the screen interacting with each other. And we know for a fact that, your camera flicked there, we know for a fact that cable is sugary as hell. That may go at any point, and we may have to go to the corner and have a little break.
John. Yes. Yeah, we've done it before.
What I was going to say before I get rudely interrupted by the cam link cutting out from the Canon was that Andrew Garfield's stunt double has been on the set of Spider-Man No Way Home. We know that because he put it up on Instagram, and he was next to Tom Holland's stunt double, and we now know that Tobey Maguire's stunt double has been on the set of No Way Home. So why would these guys be on the set of...
Maybe we're just getting the stunt doubles.
Yeah, well, Steve, I mean, it's a pandemic.
Yeah.
There's huge restrictions on who can go on these sets. They have to be in a bubble. Why would these stunt doubles be going on there if they're actual actors weren't in the actual movie? I think they are, man.
Ghosthand246 says, I would bet on a future Miles Morales and a Scarlet Spider movie.
Well, it looks as though we're getting Spider-Woman. Heavy rumours of Daisy Ridley playing Spider-Woman. Or Spider-Girl, whatever that character's called. Flicked again there.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to survive, John. I think I'm getting the Thanos snap. There's the battery going as well. Yay!
The battery's going?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's
that battery was charged for days.
John, we'll plough on anyway.
Stephen, if you want to go to... We'll be back soon.
I think before we'll end this topic and then we'll do that. We'll go to the sort of corner shot, John, just so we can continue on without having to worry about it cutting out completely. Just Ghosthand246 says, to be fair, stunt doubles tend to make a huge name for themselves. Once they are tied to a company, they usually come back for unrelated projects. That's true.
Could be, yeah. Could
like
be.
To be seen
and there's many bodies in this movie. It's a huge epic.
Okay.
I'm wanting it. But look, we'll try. What macro is it for? Be right back. We'll go to me very briefly. Is it this fucker? No, it's not. Is it this? No, it's not that. Is it this?
No.
I don't think we've got the be right back. Fan Dabby Dozy, as we like to say over here.
That's okay, John.
We do not have a be right back. You know what we'll do? We'll just put up the stream starting soon. Bollocks. And we'll be back in about a minute or so. Very quick. It's like a costume change at the theatre. Mute. Hopefully this looks good.
John, that
looks alright.
Not too bad. We can kind of
a little bit more orange than before, Stephen, because the lighting isn't quite as good in this setup. But
have you got anything else to say on that topic anyway, John, before we move on?
Just that I'm happy to see Alfred Molina hopefully coming back and portraying this character. It'll be intriguing to see how they assimilate him into the movie. Big word to use. It does make sense, though. I'm pretty sure it does, without getting the dictionary out.
Yeah.
I just want it to be part of a Sinister Six setup, Stephen. We need to get a Sinister Six movie. Sony have been trying this for many, many years. There's been many failed attempts with Garfield, Spider-Man and stuff like that to get these Sinister Six characters into the cinematic universe. With Feige as a sort of producing figure, I've got a great deal more confidence in him being able to put it together in a coherent way and make it perform well in terms of box office and artistically on the screen. So I hope he's there.
Yeah.
I want to see him as a Sinister Six setup with Electro, with Vulture, with Scorpion, whatever he's called. I'm just looking forward to this movie, man. I cannot wait to see it. Plain and simple. And I'm
Christmas time, John's going to be great this year.
Graphic up.
And it's not a Star Wars film for a change. But John, we're going to move on to our next topic, and it's coming in from IndiaGlitz.com, and this is all about Deepika Padukone, I think that's how you say the name. Massive video with Telepathy Vijay connection erupts the internet now.
Is this like Kim breaking the internet, Stephen?
This is better. This we're talking talent.
Certainly better than a big fat arse, yes.
Yeah, we're talking talent here. Bollywood beauty Deepika Padukone is one of the reigning queens of the Indian film industry who has widened her horizons to Hollywood too. In Cameo, she starred opposite superstar Rajan Kanth in the path-breaking epic Kocha Dayan and won acclaim. Now,
see, I don't even know how this is going to work, man. You know what I'll do? I'll just bring this up. It's not going to work. I can't get it to work, Steve.
It's okay.
I will get it to work. Bear with me.
Yeah, people need to listen to me.
Yes.
They don't have to read it.
No, it's not working.
They can go to India.
Hey, I've still got that fucking thing.
Deepika has posted the latest video from one of her shoots, and in the background the trend-setting chartbuster song Vafe Coming is playing, which she captioned BTS of BTS. It's a collage of the lovely lady walking at various moments, but is in perfect sync with the rhythm.
Steve, we've got a comment there, briefly. Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, hi there.
Welcome.
Yeah, hello gays. Yeah, okay.
Hello gays, yes, well.
Okay. Obviously floored Telepathy Vijay fans are sharing the video like wildfire and are also asking Deepika for a collab with Vijay. Oh, that would be great. Which would be nothing short of magic for the fans for both the superstars. John, we both watched the video.
Yes.
It was quite catchy, wasn't it? We did the reaction to this as well a few months ago. Did pretty well for us. But what's your take on this?
Stephen, I love the message retracted. Don't worry about that. If the message has been retracted, it's all good. We'll not take offence at that. No. But we've got hard shells. I can take a good slagging. I'm from Glasgow. Stephen, I loved the movie. I loved Telepathy's performance. He played a sort of drunkenish, if that's even a word, a drunken dance performance. And it was a catchy song. We also had the drum number going on in there, and it was, I told you, we listened to it, and I was getting right into it, dancing again. So what I would say about it is it's nearly a year, I think, since Master came out, and for it to still have that buzz that an actor in the calibre of Deepika Padukone, who of course was in Padmavat, I think, she's married to Ranveer Singh.
That's where I know the name, John.
Huge name, Stephen, huge actor. For her, nearly a year on, to be using that music and framing it for a video of hers, it shows you the respect she has for telepathy. It shows you just how much of a social impact this movie's had in terms of pop culture in India. It's huge.
Yeah.
And I don't even know she's a South Indian actor, Stephen, Deepika, because I think Ranveer's a North Indian actor. I don't know about your other man, Shahid Kapoor. I don't know what Padmavat was. I think they're more North.
It says Bollywood beauty, so
no English, yes, Russia.
Yeah.
Oh, you're Russian. Oh, welcome in then. We do love the Russians here. We love Russia. I love Russia. So welcome on in, man. We'll not take offence at that, don't worry. Stephen, I've not got much more to say about the general impact. I don't know if you've got anything to fire in there. I've lost the pot here.
No, John, listen,
I'm reading comments.
I think you've sort of covered it well there, but it shows the sort of imprint of this film, and obviously Telepathy Vijay's imprint in that specific section of the movie as well. It's had this everlasting effect. Steve? And I think the video itself, you can check it out on India Glitz. I think it's actually where was the actual video? It was from Twitter.
Yeah, it was Deepika.
It was her official account, and you can check it out on there as well on Twitter. But it's Lots of comments coming in for it as well. It's getting much love, John. 1.1 million likes so far.
Stephen, it's turning it up, and again, that's the power of telepathy. We've got another comment from the Sam. Hi, welcome in. Thank you for coming. Shows you the power of telepathy, Vijay, that this guy, anything he touches, it's just gold, and people love him, and they flock to him, and look, he deserves it, because he's a thoroughly good guy. And look, we got a comment today saying they want someone would like us to come over to the south of India and meet telepathy or meet some of the actors.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to go over to South India just for the food and the weather. I don't need to meet any actors. I would love to go to India, any part of India. I'd be happy to go try some of that street food. I'm good friends with an Indian from Hyderabad in Tamil Nadu. I think it's in Tamil Nadu. Andhra Pradesh. It's not in Tamil Nadu. It's Telugu, that's what he speaks, and he regaled me of stories of street food, so I'd love to go to India, that's what I'm saying, and it's the power of telepathy. He is loved over there. Stephen, I really enjoyed
Patrick Stewart, make it so.
Yes, make it so. I really enjoyed Vafi Coming. It was probably the best song from it. I really liked Cootie Story as well. It had a certain rhyme to it, the way he was singing, Palavida, problems will come and go, always be happy. I still remember the words. But Vafi Coming, it was more of an instrumental. The dancing was epic as hell. And for me, when I think of Master, I now think of that. So, synonymous with a very good movie. So it's not a surprise, nearly a year on, to see it doing so well, still in pop culture, via Deepika. So,
Well, John, I'm sure it's not the end of these sort of clips we're going to see from that.
Stephen, do you want to see Deepika? That's what I'll say. Very last thing. Would you like to see Deepika collabing with telepathy?
Yeah.
Because she was great in Padmavat. I'm pretty sure it was Padmavat that her, Shahid Kapoor and Ranveer Singh were in. But she was great in Padmavat. Yeah. So I'd like to see her. Yeah. I love USA. I love you, USA. I love the USA as well. I love everyone. I'm a peace and love kind of guy. Yeah. I prefer Russia.
John, we're going to move on anyway to our next topic. It's all about Wyatt Russell. He is the man of the moment.
That's not Mike Flanagan.
For better or for worse, Wyatt Russell is the man of the moment. And Wyatt Russell doesn't want to star in Escape from New York Reboot. I didn't know they were doing a reboot of this, John.
They shouldn't do a reboot, Stephen.
They don't have to do a reboot.
They shouldn't do it. They really shouldn't do it.
He was speaking to Esquire, and Russell stated that he would never choose to play Pliskin in a potential Escape from New York reboot. Russell said that it would be a horrible choice for his career and cites how iconic his dad is in the role, arguing that no one else might even be able to play Pliskin. I would agree with that. The actor also expressed concerns that the hardcore Escape from New York fan base would turn against him, and this is what he said. He said, that will not happen. There will be no Snake reboot from me. I don't know if anyone else could be a Snake Pliskin. I just don't know how it's possible. For me, if I really wanted to get people sending me hate mail, I think that's what I should do. I will not be ever doing anything like that. John, just
Stephen, I just get flashbacks of those close-ups.
Is
it these? Is this? Where are those close-ups macro to, Stephen? Can you remember? Where are macro those close-ups to?
That's far too close, and it's a bit ski with as well. I was obviously sitting a wee bit more over that side when we set them up. Man. But John, I actually played them back. Was it Friday night? We did that. I think it was early hours of Saturday morning. I was absolutely in tears just watching yours over and over again, John. Talking about Wyatt Russell though, I can recall dragging the Bruce Lee story when that was sort of in pre-production, when it was probably just writing a script for it at the time, screenplay. Brandon Lee was approached to play Bruce Lee's dad, and I remember the interview quite well. He said that I couldn't do that, it'd be too weird. It'd be like kissing his own mother. You can understand. Obviously that's not the same thing as that, but you can understand, when actors have got legendary dads, they don't want to go there, especially if it's a very well known and legendary performance in a legendary character in a legendary film. It's a lot of pressure. Listen, this guy's taking on a
father.
This guy's taking on a lot just now, taking on the mantle of Captain America, and it's not going down too well. Not for him, for John Walker, obviously.
It's deliberate, Steve.
Yeah, it's deliberate, John.
It's supposed to be a disaster. It's not down to Wyatt.
No, exactly. He's a great actor. We saw that in the last episode of Falcon the Winter Soldier, John. But what's your take on this?
Stephen, I don't think it should happen. It's an absolute disaster waiting to happen. I don't understand the utter obsession from Hollywood in remaking 1980s movies. And those kind of movies in particular, because they're a very specific niche genre that was great in the 1980s stroke early 90s. I think Escape from LA or something.
Yeah,
was
97 or something like that.
Was it that late?
Yeah,
I thought it was early 90s, 80s.
I would have to check it, John, but I'll
But they
check.
were of that era, and they're very specific.
Yeah.
And they don't make the jump to modern remakes. We've seen it with, what was it, Total Recall with Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
It was terrible. That was
Yeah.
a movie of a similar ilk from that time period. Similar gritty vibe, practical effects and things like that. And a charismatic lead.
96,
in Arnie.
John.
96.
Yeah.
I knew it was mid-90s or something. Charismatic lead in, obviously, Total Recall's case with Arnold Schwarzenegger. In this case, it's with the great Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
When he was in his pomp in the 90s, doing the likes of Breakdown and Tombstone and Escape from LA. You can't replace that. Not even his son can do it. His son's not quite as good an actor as his dad, and that's not saying he's a bad actor, because he's not. He's a good actor, but Kurt is one of the greatest actors of his generation. He can't come in. It's big shoes to fill. There's a lot of pressure. He'd be getting ribbed mercilessly from his dad if he didn't make a success of it. And tonally, it's just not right for today's audience. They don't have... I don't know. Patience for it.
Wyatt kind of nails it when he says that he doesn't think anyone, you get the greatest actor in the world, it's not going to be as good as the way Kurt Russell portrayed that. It's not. It just won't work.
No. And Stephen, that's down to Kurt's greatness. Look, man, I love the guy. I think he's a fantastic actor. Wide variety of different movies he can do. Westerns, movies like that, and look, comedy, man, you've not got side characters like Steve Buscemi's side character, Little Weeds. There's no one in the game just now, I think, that can do that kind of character. Not that Steve's a little weed, but his character was a little weed. He was a little shithead, backstabber. I think he actually stabs his character at one point in a car. I loved those movies, man. I did. I loved them. They were zany, post-apocalyptic in their nature, but they just don't make the jump to modern retelling. And I just want to get away from remakes, period. I'm bored with it. Have some fucking originality, Hollywood. Make some fresh movies with fresh ideas. Get talent in like Chloe Zhao. Do something different. Stop remaking movies that were good 30 years ago.
Escape from Nits Hill.
Come on! Come on!
Anyway, we're going to move on to our next topic, John. And it's a Star Wars topic. Very rare these days that we're talking about Star Wars.
Completely screwed this.
But it's Domhnall Gleeson. He wants to learn more. He wanted to learn more about General Hux, John. Reading this comment here from him kind of depresses me a little bit, but I totally agree where he's coming from. This was during a recent interview. Gleeson told Collider that there is still lots more he wants to know about General Hux. He's deed. Gleeson discussed how Abrams and Rian Johnson's added new layers to the character with each movie. He said this, lots. I found something new about him on every movie, because not only did he change, but his circumstances changed. He always surprised me. Rian Johnson had this mad version of him that I wasn't expecting for the second episode, which I absolutely loved. And then similarly with J.J. Abrams, there was a whole other aspect to the character in the third one that was super interesting, and I never would have seen it coming. There's loads there, but unfortunately, spoiler, he's dead as a doornail. I'm not sure that there's much room to investigate him further, John.
Steve, what does that even mean?
The fact that he said that, unfortunately, a spoiler, he's dead as a doornail, I was about to say to him, he's probably hoping for some kind of...
Steve, did he mean to say dead as a dodo?
It could be, John.
Doornail? A doornail was never alive, it's an inanimate object.
Dead, it's dead. Yes. But I totally get where he's coming from. The changes in that character over 3 films was ridiculous, to the point it was comedic. The second one, to me, he was some fucking Basil Fawlty type character, just there for the laughs.
Without John Cleese is brilliant.
After that great, magnificent speech that he did in The Force Awakens, with full of rage and anger, he still was like a little boy compared to Peter Cushing, let's be honest. But
he was like a 2-bob Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, but there was bits in it I loved about him. I loved that sneakiness about him. He fucked off the base when everyone else was just realising what was going down. He was already away. That's what I loved about him. He was a rat, he was a survivor, but
where's Hux? I think
when he's saying things like episode the second episode, he calls it episode 7, that is obviously, which I absolutely loved, and then he's saying about the J.J. Abrams aspects he said was super interesting. It sounds like he's sucking up to Lucasfilm here.
Give me a prequel TV show.
It's the only way they can go, isn't it? A prequel.
So even, I'm absolutely flabbergasted that he says there was things that Ryan done with his version of a character which he loved.
Shite.
He started the movie off with a horrendous joke.
Yeah.
He was the butt of a horrendous joke. It had no place in a Star Wars movie. Horrendous joke. That set the tone for that character.
Yeah.
A character that was kind of a goon beside Kylo, but he had a bit of darkness within him, and you've seen it with that erupting out of with the speech, obviously. That second movie was a joke. He was played as a joke, Stephen.
As far as ranking went within the First Order, he was Kylo Ren's equal at that point, but after that...
And you got that, Stephen, in the first movie. Kylo was scared to have his helmet off around him. He didn't want to be made to look a fool next to him. But the second movie, he was a complete goon. It was a different character. But the third movie, he was surplus to requirements. They got him out of the way. I mean, they get shot, didn't he?
Yeah.
I've seen the movie once. It'd be hard to remember. Just a character that was completely unfulfilled, much like most of the characters in that movie, because it just deteriorated into a one-woman show with a piss-poor character with no arc, no heroic anything, no adversity. It became about Rey pissing off the Star Wars fan base by thrusting this shite character into us that we didn't want, that brought nothing to the table. When they had a great actor in John Boyega there, another unfulfilled character in Finn that could have done so much, it could have made him a Jedi, the fucking Black Jedi in the sequel trilogy, who carrying the legacy of the Skywalker sort of teachings or something. There was so much promise there, and they just dropped it for a... I don't want to be harsh on Daisy because she's a nice person, but not a great actor and a poor character. He was just another one of the many unfulfilled characters that fell to the wayside for Rey, and a really uninspiring trilogy that went nowhere.
That's what happens when you don't plan it, John, before you film it.
Stephen, it went nowhere. I mean, you think of the trilogy, what was accomplished?
John, from the start of The Force Awakens to the end, we got a couple of deaths. That was it. But nothing politically changed, really. No, it didn't actually. You know,
Palpatine was hiding.
Yeah.
Snoke was hiding. No one knew about them.
Anakin's sacrifice was just pointless.
It went nowhere. It was
pointless.
It
isn't, because I don't regard
Stephen,
that.
Listen, you says to me you were watching Attack of the Clones yesterday. I says it's the worst of the proper Star Wars films. I don't class the expensive fan fiction from Disney as Star Wars movies. They're not fucking Star Wars movies. They're fan fiction. It's not from Lucas's brain. It ain't Star Wars.
John, I get a lot out of Attack of the Clones, I've got to be honest with you.
Stephen, it's a great movie,
Visually, it's a bit of a disaster. It's dated terribly, but the storyline is fantastic.
Yeah, they can go in and clean it up. You've got Count Dooku in there. The great Christopher Lee's in there. The ending, the theme when he goes to meet Palpatine on Coruscant. Amazing John Williams scores. Some over-the-top shit in there. And the whole Geonosis thing could have been cut because it was god awful, but the actual story, I maintain that George Lucas's brain, his ability to craft an overarching story, second to none. Dialogue, putting it into action on a movie, horrendous.
Yeah.
But infinitesimally better than what we got with Disney in the sequel trilogy, which was incoherent pish that went nowhere with a poorly contrived character. Just a contrived character, shite.
John, do you remember when Domhnall?
I don't know why we got here from Huck, Stephen, but yeah.
Do you remember when he was cast? He was named on the cast. He wasn't given a character's name at this point. Everyone thought he was the son of Luke Skywalker. I think that would have been a better thing to do.
You couldn't do that though, Stephen, because that would have gave Luke an actual fulfilling end to the story, utilising his son. How fascinating would it have been, Stephen, if his son was a failure and he defected to the Empire or the First Order? Could you imagine the possibilities with that story? Him maybe having to kill his son or something like that to bring balance to the galaxy once again. There was so much potential. They had the three characters from the original trilogy, the three actors still alive, and they'd completely dropped the ball by not putting them in the same scene together. Obviously, Carrie Fisher passed away. Han Solo was killed off. It was a fucking disaster of a sequel trilogy. I cannot, for the life of me, I can't think up what was going on in the storyboarding. Let's not use Luke Skywalker. Let's leave him to the middle movie. Middle movie comes, completely different director, completely different vision. Let's make him a joke.
And then kill him off.
Yeah. Let's leave Carrie Fisher to the end. She's dead, but let's just rotoscope her into the movie and completely kill Rose Tico, a character I hated anyway, but any semblance of usefulness was fucking gone the moment she was chained to a dead actor. It was a disaster of a trilogy, a fucking joke. And that's I hate swearing because I love swearing. Stephen, did you hear that Glasgow, the city we are from, is actually the worst at swearing? Something like 120
I think we're the best
words. No, the worst swearers. We swear 120 words for every 1,000. So we like a good swear word in this city.
Yeah, people say it's a limited vocabulary.
It's not. I've got a great vocabulary.
I know at least 120 words, and I still prefer the word fuck.
It's like Billy Conway.
Yeah.
Fuck
So
off,
that's
you
where I was
hinted.
going at, But John, we're going to move on.
I was watching Billy today.
Listen, just before we do move on, you're depressed. I can tell in the tone after talking about that, John. I did say at the start of that topic, this is a depressing. This microphone's doing its own thing here. It's got its own mind.
This room was doing its own thing 35 minutes ago.
It's alive, yeah.
Fucking
John,
dog.
we're going to move on to our.
Stephen, it was like, it's just not the topic again.
It's not Tom Hiddleston.
Stephen, I changed all of these topic details, every single
and
one.
Then Harley
and
decided to change things.
No, I changed it after Harley, and it's just completely ignored every single thing I've done. Are we on topic 4, Stephen?
We're on to the last one, John.
No, it's the last one already.
Yeah, we're on
Wow.
to Joe Manganiello.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
We've not done Tom Hiddleston. No, that's a completely different one.
No, don't confuse me now, John.
What is going on with this fucking show? Wow.
It's Joe Manganiello, and he
There we go.
won't return as Flash Thompson if it was just a cameo. Joe Manganiello says he wouldn't return as Flash Thompson for Marvel Studios Spider-Man films unless it allowed him to stick around for a while. And
He's
this
dead
is
tired.
coming in from Screen Rant, John. And in a Justice Con interview, Manganiello spoke on what's happening with Sony and the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and particularly the Spider-Man franchise, bringing back characters from yesteryear. If Molina and Fox are coming back, why not have Manganiello return as Flash? Because it's a fucking bit pal, that's why he was in the first film. And then nobody, I remember him in it after, somebody reminded me. I went, oh no, he wasn't that.
Stephen, you know what? I can't even remember him.
Yeah,
That's the crazy
he
thing.
got a tray at dinner. The dinner hall. That was him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was it. It was a
right.
memorable scene, John. But fucking calm down. When I asked how he'd respond to Cole Manganiello, who's a big fucking time Charlie now, he wasn't then. So fucking sit down. I wouldn't say that to his face. A big guy.
Yes.
It depends. This is what he said, John. It depends what it consists of. With Sony doing Sinister Six, putting together the universe.
Getting presumptuous here, aren't you? What do you know?
Yeah, the X-Men coming over to Disney, and the possibility of Secret Wars surfacing at some point in the future. I just think that there are so many amazing characters in Marvel. I will say I was actually offered a part in a Marvel film a few years ago. I grew up on the Marvel comics, so I was going to join the universe. I really wanted it to be the right role, and I think sometimes you have to hold out for the right one. Mm-hmm. So a little cameo as Flash Thompson. I'd rather do something more substance. So he's not talking about Flash Thompson, he's talking about another role. Fair play. Yeah. Play someone who can stick around for a while. What's your take on this, John?
He's got no chance of playing a character that can stick around for a while in the MCU, Stephen. Although if they're giving Daisy Ridley a chance to play Spider-Woman, then anything's possible. Let's be honest. I don't want to see him back as this character. As I says, I can't even really remember the character from the first movie. I'm completely bamboozled why someone would even write an article about bringing the character back and mention Alfred Molina in the same breath as that Joe Manganiello character. They're in different universes. He was playing a villain in the movie, a great villain. It was a brilliant performance, and he deserves to come back and have a shot at playing that character again in a sort of multiverse, if that's what they're doing. Sinister Six movie. There is no place whatsoever for that character in this story, so it's a bit of a bum note. It was never going to happen in the first place, and I'm glad. About miles behind, aren't we? You're listening to the audio there, Stephen, to see if it's working right, and we are miles behind. We're about a minute and you're going back. That's what it is.
I'm going back, John.
We're not that far behind. Stephen, in terms of him playing roles, I can't think of a role he could even play in the Marvel Universe. I'm not a huge comic nut. I don't know enough about them to be able to pull one out of my arse on the spot. But I tell you what, I'd like to have seen him playing an alternate version of Brock Rumble. He's kind of guy that could have played a Frank Grillo kind of movie, a kind of character in a movie.
Like him, yeah.
So that's gone. Sadly, I can't do that now, and I'm kind of glad. I like Frank Grillo as well, but yeah, I don't see a future for him in the MCU. Sadly, he's got no future in the DCEU because they're done with Snyder. We're never going to get to see Deathstroke. Steve, that would have been great, man. Deathstroke's a brilliant character. I recall watching Arrow back in the day, and he was magnificent. I can't recall who it was that played the character.
It was an Australian, New Zealand guy. That's from that neck of the woods.
He was a dynamite villain.
Telling you.
And visually, he's such a cool character. They really dropped the ball with him. And I feel bad for him. He's never had that paid off. He was in a 9 credits, wasn't he? Was that in Dawn of Justice?
Yep.
And it never paid off. So that's a shame. Sadly, I think he's got no history, or no history, what the fuck am I talking about? No future in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as this character or as any character. And that's a shame, but that's life.
Yeah.
But look, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
I think you're done as well, Steve.
Yeah, done.
This has been
traumatic night.
This has been an absolute shambles of a show. It started
not
off
bad.
with the entire room getting decimated with a 6-stone Labrador, mics flying, boom arms
John,
getting reconstructed, or shock
your
mount.
blessings that never happened live. That would have been the end of us.
Oh man, Stephen, the cameras falling all over the place, twisted, fitting, fucking shambles, absolute disgrace. The dog's not getting in this room when we're doing shows again, it's over. And that's good, because he farts like hell and it's not pretty. But look, that's going to round the show up, man. I'm done speaking. What's your thoughts on Molina getting de-aged, if he's even in Spider-Man No Way Home? I think he is, he's speaking about it. Is that something you'd like to see? He's getting the Tarkin treatment, the Tarkin, Grand Moff Tarkin, Peter Cushing treatment. That's not good for a whole movie, but what's your thoughts on it? What do you make about Deepika Padukone using Vaffy Cummins? She try to just build off the hype of telepathy like a bit of a leech, or is it something you think's a good idea? I don't know, that's where my brain goes, because I'm a strange beast. What's your thoughts on any of the other topics we touched upon? You can comment below if you've got anything to say at all in the comment section. You can also like, if you've even got a comment section, I don't know what the fuck you're watching it on, you can also like the video if you've enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel on YouTube, and hit the follow button over on Twitch if you want to see us back doing more coherent content than what we've done tonight. And if you do, that's what you'll get, guys. But look, as ever, until then, bye bye. Wow.